There are two different ways that we all choose to live our life. 95% of us choose the shitty path, a path that philosopher Martin Heidegger calls the everyday mode of existence. Let's break it down. When we have given up on developing as a person, when we no longer strive for individuation, growth, and the fulfillment of our potential, we have entered what philosopher Martin Heidegger calls the everyday mode of existence. The person who lives in the everyday mode is driven more by their impulses than their consciousness. Any type of drive to find a deeper meaning or purpose in their life has been subdued, and in its place is now a life that's more oriented towards the seeking of immediate pleasures. Because we've avoided the journey of true self-development and self-exploration that would lead to us developing our own authentic sense of self, led by meaningful values and goals that would be used to direct us towards a fulfilling life, we have instead adopted pseudo-values. These pseudo-values come by way of conformism and totalitarianism. First, conformism looks like the individual who can't think for themselves, so they wish to do what others do, while totalitarianism looks like the individual who can't make choices for themselves, so they wish to do what other people tell them to do. Slavery has become this individual's way of freedom, with distraction becoming their master. Instead of becoming the masters of their own fate, like life intended, the everyday individual has largely become frightened by the idea of making any critical decision that will require them to take any initiative in their own lives. Their lives have now become so subject to fate and the demands and whims of others that they have become the plaything of circumstance, as they refuse to participate in any activity that poses even the slightest of risk. Unbeknownst to them, they have slowly stopped trying to influence their own life and have instead sought out to live a safe life where they let fate have its way with them. You're still here. That means you don't want to live a shitty life. Well, let me introduce you to the path that the other 5% of us take. A path for those seeking to live a fulfilling life. It's a path that philosopher Martin Heidegger calls the ontological mode of existence. Let's talk about it. The ontological mode of existence happens when our fear of death has ignited our love for living. It posits the idea that because our life and enjoyment are temporary, our enjoyment of the only life we have should be valued above all other things. Our aim is to live a life so complete and full in the ways that we can take pride in, so that when it's our time to die, a majority of our heartbeats were exhausted doing what we loved. Your goal is to suck out all the marrow out of the bones of life so that you have consummated your life, live well, and have no deep regrets about how you lived your life. And because you have focused your life on living this way, when you're on your deathbed and death comes to pay you a visit, death is disappointed because all you've left death is the body of a dead man.